Yeah, moving on, we got to talk about this Shell Shock 2 festival that was making waves for having a lineup that nobody wanted to see, and also inviting Kyle Rittenhouse. No, I'm just kidding. The lineup I saw, so they like announced Kyle Rittenhouse as a special guest. Or not even a special guest, like an act of some kind.
Yeah, like what are you booking Kyle Rittenhouse to do? I don't understand.
Like I imagine he gets up on stage and just kind of mills around, like when Strickland Propane got the Orange County chopper guys to appear at the event, and like they didn't even have a motorcycle with them, so they just kind of said their catchphrases over party music. Like I just imagine him like up there miming shooting people with like an invisible rifle, you know, yeah, totally. What's up? It's like, did you even bring an AR? Did you get your mom to bring you one?
Is she here? I kind of want to meet her actually.
There's a small business owner three doors down. Definitely got something for you. Insane. Why would you ever? I don't know. Just incredibly funny. Yeah, I can't remember where I saw this. You know, when I guess it went first was announced that Kyle Rittenhouse would be an attraction on this lineup, and I looked at the lineup, and the only band I recognized was Evergreen Terrace, who's a band that I did like growing up.
Yeah, I didn't know they were still active or active again.
And I was like, oh, that's weird. Are they like reactionary? Because they do have some unfortunate song titles. Just like probably have. I was listening back to God, what is it? Burned Alive by Time. Their like 2002 album.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. Like one of the songs is called "My Heart Beats in Breakdowns."
Hell yeah.
One of the songs is called something, and then parentheses, AKA Fo Shizzle My Nizzle.
Fuck, I forgot about that.
And I think that's the cover song. I think that's the song where they cover "Enjoy the Silence." But they have a ton of covers, which is like how I first heard them. I heard like their cover of "Sunday Bloody Sunday."
Oh yeah. I think that's what I first heard too. I think that was like that was definitely their breakout hit.
And they were like one of the hardcore bands that my dad said he liked, so he could go to a show with us.
Tight.
And I think it was just because of like the U2 cover and the whatever "Enjoy the Silence," whoever sings that.
But do you get it though? They called it "For Shizzle My Nizzle." Do you get it? It's funny because like that's a rap reference, and these guys, they're not rappers at all.
Yeah. Oh, and then they have a Lebowski quote as another one of their song titles, and it's just like, so eventually, to spoil it, they pull off Evergreen Terrace pulled out of this festival, and just got a ton of gnarly comments, which we're gonna take a look at. But it's just like, yeah, you can't really name yourself after a Big Lebowski quote and not expect that. I know it was back in 2002. You should have known better. You're not playing Minus the Bear music, all right?
Yeah. Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I've never actually seen the Big Lebowski. I've never actually watched the whole thing, and it's kind of because by the time like I had discovered it, I already met like the most annoying guy in the world wearing like a robe and ordering a White Russian. Yeah. So like it was already like ruined for me, but I was told I should give it a shot, and I probably will soon. So look forward to that, folks.
Yeah, I've seen Big Lebowski. It's good, obviously. It's a Coen Brothers movie, so of course it's fucking good. I made your mistake with Big Lebowski with Anchorman. I made the mistake of not seeing Anchorman like the first weekend. Mm-hmm. Because the only thing I heard for the next week were Anchorman quotes yelled at me on the high school quad or in class or whatever. And I was like, I never want to see this movie.
Yeah, it gets ruined real fast. But, and we can't do that to things. It's just not fair.
It was funny though because I revisited that Evergreen Terrace album and I was like, oh, it's not too bad. Some of it's kind of dumb. Some of it's kind of like melodramatic because it's like it's like, you know, and this isn't the exact correct term, but it's kind of like that emo core stuff,
Totally,
you know,
totally, yeah.
whatever. Not like real emo or real screamo or whatever, but it's like, you know, Poison the Well. It's kind of like it's not quite Kill Switch Engage, you know. It's a little more like raw than that, but it's got some pretty melodic parts, you know. And I was just like, man, I forgot this whole album. It reminded me kind of like Hope's Fall. The Satellite Years, which is an album I really like still. And then when I was looking at Evergreen Terrace's stuff, they have a whole album of like all the covers they've done. And one of those covers is Stars by Hum. And I was like, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Because yeah, the guy from Hum produced that Hope's Fall album. But Evergreen Terrace doesn't sound as like spacey as Hope's Fall. Yeah, and I don't remember what else they cut, like maybe a Weezer song or whatever. But you know, they're that kind of a band. But kudos to them because they seem like cool people. I'm reading here from the PRP News. Following a wave of lineup departures in light of booking Kyle Rittenhouse, Shell Shock 2 Festival announces Slipknot tribute band Sick as their headliner.
It's funny because the whole time I'm looking at this picture and it's like it is Slipknot, and I was like, oh man, Slipknot's involved in this.
Yeah, it's 2/3 of Slipknot.
That's amazing.
It's 6 people. Aren't there more Slipknots?
I think there's like 12. Yeah.
No, you have to be you don't have to have like a giant band. You do have to have a percussionist though.
You have to have a couple.
You have to have a keg guy, a guy who beats on kegs.
Yes, absolutely.
That's the most important part. I am not going to lose my mind or order another round of drinks unless I see a keg clown on stage.
True.
Yeah, the name of the band is Sick Texas. It's uppercase S, lowercase I, uppercase C, and then just TX is Texas. And I have their Instagram over here, Sick Texas, 1,900 followers. We are Sick Texas, the fastest growing Slipknot tribute in America. American flag emoji. Their logo, you can't see it, Tony, but their logo looks like a combination of like Full Metal Alchemist and Emily the Strange.
Okay.
From Hot Topic. It's like red and black alternating with a you know, some sort of, not a pentagram, but some sort of multi-sided star glyph behind the logo. But then it's got a little banner, like it's got a little, you know, like a coat of arms banner in front of it too that says Sick. It's so awful.
Why are you not just writing the word Sick with the Slipknot S? Why are you doing anything else?
Yeah, they're doing too much. I think that would be copyright infringement. So they add the IAC or whatever. Yeah, but this is all that's left. So after some dramatic lineup turbulence, this year's Shell Shock 2 Festival has found its new headliner in Slipknot tribute band Sick Texas. That outfit described themselves as the fastest growing Slipknot tribute in America. The cover band will be taking over the closing slot previously held by Evergreen Terrace at the fest, which will take place on October 19th at the Level 13 Event Center in Orlando, Florida. The past Sunday saw Evergreen Terrace drop off the bill, citing their concerns with the involvement of Kyle Rittenhouse. The Shell Shock 2 Festival, which aims to double as a fundraiser and awareness event for PTSD among first responders and veterans, booked Rittenhouse as a VIP guest for the event. So I guess you go like backstage and you shake his hand and you can fantasize. You two little dweebs can fantasize about murdering protesters.
Just like that, there's no way that Kyle Rittenhouse is mentally okay and someone you should be having up being like a poster child of PTSD. There's just no, I refuse to believe that.
Yeah, you got to handle the PTSD events have no place in music concerts. They should all be held at gun ranges.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the way to go.
Let him take some people to the gun range. Something masculine and healthy.
They would do that, and they would totally put the stage like behind the targets.
Fuck yeah. To prove how safe the targets were, the backstops were. That did not sit well with Evergreen Terrace, who also cited other associated entities, probably the fucker, the douchebag promoting this, the douchebag who put it on, involved with the festival and announcing their departure from the bill. Since then, three other bands booked for the bill: Southpaw, Let Me Bleed, and American Hollow. Like, forgive me, I don't know any. Southpaw sounds familiar. Southpaw sounds like a tough guy hardcore band from like the late 2000s or early 2010s that I didn't have any interest in listening to. But, you know, kudos to them if they're good. They've also dropped off the fest, seeking to distance themselves from either Rittenhouse or political associations in general. The Anti-Hero podcast. So this is a fucking podcaster's idea of a metal fest. That's why it sucks so much ass.
That's so awful.
This is like he's like a fucking bro metal podcast. He probably just like interviews butt rock washouts from the mid 2000s.
He just like they interviews people who like mod the Five Finger Death Punch, Discord.
The Anti-Hero podcast, who've been promoting the event, responded online yesterday, October 1st, stating, "We have been silent, but we are prepping. The liberal mob attempted to destroy Shell Shock, but we will not allow it. This is now about more than a concert. This is a war of ideology."
So you're saying it. So you're saying Civil War time of ideology because of your metal fest that no one wants. Your headliner was Evergreen Terrace, bro.
Your headliner was Kyle Rittenhouse. It was already
Kyle Rittenhouse. Yeah,
it was already a war, but by war, it's like you accidentally let off a grenade in barracks while your troops were sleeping.
Yeah, he fucked up.
You tried to launch a mortar over your fucking wall, and it just plinked off of one of the poles and came right back onto you guys. That's so fucking funny. Oh, now it's a war. Now that we lost the war, now it's a war. So funny. We believe in a united front among brothers and sisters who continue to fight the battles even after having served their country. This includes not only our veterans, but also the first responders who stand alongside them, confronting the challenges and struggles that persist long after their service. Together, we form a strong and resilient community, dedicated to supporting each other through every battle.
These things kill me because it's. I was at a golf course recently and they had like one of the holes, they had like a fundraiser where it's like you can donate to help vets with PTSD. And it's like they'd rather raise money to help with PTSD than fight the reason they have to pay for PTSD.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't be a thing you should have to worry about, like especially a vet. It's like you think in America, like fight that thing. Go put the energy towards making to where you don't have to raise money for it anymore.
It's like that social conservative fiscal liberal tweet.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I hate PTSD, but I love what makes it.
Yep.
I love the thing that creates it. Each year, numerous major music festivals take place, but few prioritize mental health and even fewer, parentheses, if any, specifically address PTSD. This is shameful, guys. Yeah. Why are our promoters and our bookers not honoring PTSD?
And what's funny is I can think of like several fests now that have made a point to like acknowledge mental health and, do things like that. Like that is a common thing you'll see at a fest. You'll see at a booth that does address things like mental health awareness and, getting help for stuff, for anything. But they're like, that doesn't happen because they're talking about specifically first responders.
All I see are festivals put on for top surgeries. Yeah. Festivals put on for homeless encampments. Like the other day I saw Seattle clear a whole park of homeless people to throw a homeless benefit festival. It was disgusting.
It's gross.
I love this so much. It's just like, what about homeless veterans? It's like, what? We were talking about death metal? Huh? So he made a video that we have to watch. I sent it to you earlier, Tony, but he's now deleted this video for some reason. I'm so glad that I was still able to screen record it somehow. Like, it's great. Whatever glitches are in Instagram, I don't use it too often. I DM'd this post to Tony and I was like, hey, you heard about this? And because it seems like a threat. It seems like a threat to all upright men in America.
It does.
It seems like he's addressing a threat rather. And then you couldn't see it. And I was like, you were like, oh, it's deleted. And I looked and I was like, I can still see it. What the fuck? But then I clicked on it and it was playing and I was like, I better just get it. I better get it now. And I'm so glad I did. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and play this. This is him on his Instagram. I'm trying to... What's his fucking... Sucka Free Sunday.
But Sunday spelled like the delicious dessert, the ice cream dessert.
Wow, what a funny guy. Of course, he's a backwards trucker hat, oversized Wayfair bearded bro guy wearing a fake band t-shirt. This is definitely like, started by an investment firm, Death and Glory. But it's got a skull with a mohawk, a green mohawk on it. Like, this is just some lifestyle fucking, they probably sponsor his stupid podcast.
It's like you don't have you have like a metal pot. You're throwing a metal fest. You don't have like a cool metal shirt from even like one of the shitty bands that you wanted to be on there. Like you said, this is not real. This is not a band or anything. This is just like this is not even like a Hot Topic shirt. This is like a Walmart kids section shirt.
No, yeah, Hot Topic has real bands. This is like wolves among sheep trying to do a capitalists or not casualties, trying to do a casualties knockoff or something.
It looks like an Old Navy shirt, is what it looks like.
Anyway, let's listen.
Owner and CEO and founder of Shell. And guess what? I'm here to tell you what's up. It's time.
Okay, sorry. I'm going to clap that. That was me trying to, originally when I was screen recording it, trying to go back to the beginning because fucking Instagram is so bad. Okay, so this should be the beginning.
What's up? It's Tyler here, owner and CEO.
First of all, what's up? It's Tyler here. Oh, of course it is.
Of course it's Tyler.
Of course it's fucking Tyler. Get back on your fucking dirt bike, dude. You're out of your realm. I'm sorry. Like, dirt bikes are cool. You could have been having fun right now.
I love dudes that have like a small business that call themselves. Imagine if we introduce ourselves. What's up? My name's Tony, owner and CEO of Minion Death Cult. Like that's exactly what he's doing right now.
Co-CEO.
Oh, I mean, when I'm doing my threat, I can't yield like that when I'm challenging internet.
Oh no! What have you gotten us into? What are we legally obligated to now?
Right?
You've been comporting yourself as the CEO. Oh no!
The CEO, like the CEO of what, bro? Like, calm down.
Of his podcast. Of his podcast / booking agency.
And founder of Shell Shock. And guess what? I'm here to tell you, you're not punk. You're not hardcore.
Oh fuck!
No, I thought I was so punk and so hardcore.
Do you think this guy even like has ever listened to Jawbreaker?
No.
Because
he
would have made a "you're not punk and I'm telling everyone" joke. Like, he's fucking clueless. Fucking tourist. Get the fuck out of here, dude. I don't even like Jawbreaker and I know that shit. Fuck you.
You people, the people that are...
Oh, the music in the background. I think this is a Hatebreed cover band. This is the number one rising Hatebreed cover band playing in the background, I believe. No, I don't know who's playing. It says original audio by Sucka Free Sunday, but I don't know. I've never heard this song before. I'd be willing to bet it's a Hatebreed song.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, so now he's giving a message to all the haters.
The people that are trolling, the people that are talking shit, you guys are the mentally ill portion of society. Right. You guys are the ones that are manipulated.
So you guys complaining, you guys are the mentally ill. You're not punk. You're not what's neurotypical, like real punk rockers.
Yeah.
What punk rock is known for in stereotypically.
Also, like, listen, you guys are coming after my fest for mental health awareness. You guys are mentally ill. Like, what, brother?
You guys are the one that are sold tickets to. Every single person.
So he says, you guys are manipulated. You guys are the ones sold tickets to. And then he keeps going. I just wanted to emphasize that point.
every single band and every single promoter and every single outlet that I've talked to have told me I'm conservative, but the fans.
So he's saying every single promoter and outlet that he's talked to, the people who sell the tickets, they're all conservative. They're all secretly based conservatives. And they're just manipulating the sheep who actually like the music and participate in the scene and go to shows. You're all just sheep. Like, isn't it your job to get people out to the shows? We know you're in it for the money because you're telling us right now, like, the people who are all trying to scam money off of you and get in between you and the bands, they're all conservative. Did you know that? It's like, oh shit, no way. And another reason to hate their guts.
Also, like, I mean, are you talking about like Ticketmaster? Because sure, and then also, have you not been paying attention to any of like the other fest controversies over the past summer? Like, people are pulling out because they're Zionists. Like, people are listening and people are paying attention. Like, your little thing is so little and stupid. No one gives a fuck to try to like that. You're not worth defending yourself, bro.
Right. And I don't want to say that I think that all promoters are, Weasley parasitic middlemen. Obviously, like, DIY booking is a huge part of the hardcore and metal scene. But if somebody has a podcast and like an agency for booking metal bands, and this is the kind of shit they're doing, I'm like, you don't even like any of this shit, man. You don't like the scene. You obviously despise who you're selling to, who you're booking in the first place.
Yeah, who are you doing this for?
I love it. Hey, you know all those people trying to make money off of you and grift, like trying to monetize the scene? They're actually all right wing. That's what I've been saying. I was saying that. My friends were like, "Hey, chill out. That's mean."
Yeah, I've been out here, been like, "Listen, you're not really hardcore. It's not about coming out to the shows. It's actually about not going to the shows. Because if you don't go to the shows, then you're not supporting these conservatives. Real hardcores don't go to shows."
Yeah. I don't pay more than $5 for a show. I think it's wrong. That's why I haven't been to a punk or hardcore show in 15 years. It's because, I like real punks, like Ian MacKaye and Fugazi and stuff. I believe that shows should only be $5.
Yeah, all the real punks like Ian MacKaye and Fugazi.
Oh wait, I'm just hearing that Fugazi actually raised their tickets to $15.
Wow.
Yeah, even more of a reason to give up on this fake scene, I think.
I might go 12. But I'm not going 15.
I'm conservative, but the fans. The lynch mob here to take down Shell Shock will not win. It doesn't matter because guess what?
It doesn't matter because guess what? I can pay a different band $250 to play.
Yeah.
Maybe. They have a GoFundMe, this concert. It's a fucking GoFundMe. So if you want to give money, but you don't even want to see the mediocre bands they have left, you can just give money.
Like, if you have a cover band being your headliner, give up, dude. You don't got to do this anymore.
I mean, if it better be on a cruise or something, you know.
You can't kill Spirit. You can't kill Punk. You can't kill Shell Shock.
Wow.
Can't fucking kill Shell Shock.
No, you can just watch it die slowly in hospice care.
They have how many logos underneath their thing?
Yeah,
like 10 logos underneath their logo. I'm assuming those are all like sponsors.
These are all just like rip-off 9-line apparel clothing companies.
It's so good.
One of them has the firefighters logo, but I don't know if it's like an actual firefighters association that's sponsoring them, or if it's just another one of these working class brands that are, all made in China at a significant or not just China, but all made with like, cheap labor at a significant markup.
How are people going to know I'm blue collar unless my t-shirt tells them I'm blue collar?
Some of these respond. It's so funny for like Evergreen Terrace to be like, listen, we're dropping off the show because we don't want to associate with Kyle Rittenhouse. Like, it seems like there's a weird culture war or like a glorification of violence or something that's happening because they brought on, a vigilante killer to be part of a music festival. Like that seems like maybe they just made a mistake, a really bad mistake, because of their own sick ideologies. And legions of people descended in their comments to confirm that it was the right decision to drop off this festival.
Yeah.
Just like mountains of people just screaming pedo at them, screaming pedophile at them, accusing them of being pedophiles for not wanting to play a fest with a vigilante murderer who was like a guest of honor or something. Lawrence in the Machine said, did anyone who works for this event ever... let me read Evergreen Terrace's statement. Evergreen Terrace has always supported and continues to support philanthropic events for veterans, PTSD awareness, child poverty, and many more, but we will not align with an event promoting murderers such as Kyle Rittenhouse, capitalizing off their pseudo-celebrity. Unfortunately, we did not do our due diligence with this particular event. We didn't realize we were dealing with a fucking moron. Even after they offered to pull Kyle from the event, we discovered several associated entities that we simply do not agree with. As advocates for free speech, we are respectfully canceling the Shell Shock Festival. We will be personally contributing to a veterans charity and urge you to do the same. You don't have to do that. They're not going to give you any credit for that.
Yeah.
The promoters have been nothing less than understanding. Quote, lines we draw in the sand depend on where we stand. And then another fan reposted the band's statement from June 2020. Quote, some of you won't like what we have to say in this new material. Some of you prefer vague references to, quote, relationships. Some of you prefer your musical digestion to have no political additives. Some of you prefer breakdowns over lyrical content. We don't give a fuck. Listen to Trapped if that's your preference. Not that they have breakdowns. We have historically spoken out via lyrical content, but now more than ever, it's our obligation to speak out even more. Black lives matter. LGBTQ lives matter. Our collective freedom matters. Fuck systemic racism. Fuck inequality. Now is the time we write, not just from personal privileged experience, but as advocates of the unheard. I hope we do you justice. So that's sick. Like I wasn't listening to them in 2020, and I don't know if, I would, but that's really fucking cool.
Yeah, that's much better than a lot of people did, and it's funny. Yeah, it's funny that like, I feel bad for whoever got him in that situation. I feel bad if, like that they did get that far in here, but it's like, damn, just like maybe check out dude who's booking you's thing. Just a little bit. Just look at his face. Just look at his face and know I probably don't want to do anything this guy's doing.
I mean, they probably have like a tour manager who was talking to him, and they didn't. I guess realize that like there's like, a reactionary chud side to metal concerts, which you should know that by now. You've been playing hardcore for 20 years, but I guess it's just something you don't want to have to think about unless you have to, because you're not going to like get booked for a show and be like, well, what are your politics? What, you know what I mean? Like it's not until they start putting fucking, Kyle Rittenhouse on the bill, or George, or fuck the whatever, the other vigilante fucks, George Zimmerman on the bill, that you're like, wait, who am I talking to? You seem like a fucking demon. What why this is part of your metal fest? And a lot of these comments were like, this is well, I like the cope in this one. Nick Lawler says, quote, someone I don't like is going to be there, so therefore I'm going to not show up and happily let down all my fans who bought a ticket because I'm so sensitive and precious. First of all, I would say that this was a concert, I think, in Florida by a band from Florida. I think Floridians, I don't think this is the last that Florida has seen of Evergreen Terrace.
Yeah, I think they're going to be fine. And also, like you said, if they are fans of Evergreen Terrace, then they're going to be completely understanding of this. And it's not that someone else is going to be there they don't like; is that someone else is getting paid. Like that's the big thing. It's because if someone's just there, I don't think anyone would care. But they're getting paid, and they're making money off of the idea of it. Like that's worth saying no to.
And it's just the event is now going to be an expression of this guy's goodness, or this guy's like appeal somehow. It's like, ugh, like you just like, I don't know what's, you like put me off. You put me off from the whole thing now. Like the vibes are going to be way off. I'm not interested anymore. You know, you're the ones who made it weirdly political.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And this is a funny cope. Oh, I guess you can't have friends anymore.
Yep.
Guess you're not allowed to hang out with your friends if they committed a vigilante killing or two.
Dudes can't have hobbies anymore, you know, like harboring bigots.
Lawrence and the Machines on Instagram said, did anyone who works for this event ever think at any point, hey, maybe bringing a very controversial figure isn't a good marketing strategy? Instead of taking a second approach, you just doubled down for a cover band. Misery Ops, who's like a goth kind of like maybe biker kind of Instagram model chick. I think she's like also trying to sell working class epic, you know, barbed wire working class type shit. You know, this generation's whatever famous stars and straps or Fallen or Sullen or whatever shit. She says, when did self-defense become controversial? Sounds communist. And then she also says, wish you were this concerned about the cop who killed Ashley Babbitt at J6. Crying, laughing emoji.
I think if they had the cop who killed Ashley Babbitt at J6 doing like a speaking engagement and being booked and billed on the tour, they might have a similar reaction. That's just fucking weird.
I wish you would save all this energy you have for killer cops and put it on the only cop I don't like.
Yeah, the only one.
It's so funny. And I love the crying, laughing emoji. It's like, you're literally crying about Ashley Babbitt. You don't get to play the I'm aloof triggering you card. You're like triggering yourself about Ashley Babbitt. It's so fucking funny. Wish you were this concerned about the cop who killed Ashley Babbitt. And for me, I'm like watching this guy melt down and, talking about how Punk's not dead or whatever. And that's really funny to me. And then you also bring up Ashley Babbitt getting shot by Secret Service while trying to crawl headfirst through a window into Congress. And that's all that now I'm like, well, this is too much. I got to comport myself. I'm in public here.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. That's my line.
It's just funny. Oh yeah. How about this other time we got owned? How come you don't care about that? How come you don't care about that? It's like, well, I care about it in the sense that I remember it. It was, I wouldn't say like I like that she got killed because she didn't have to do any of that. It's just it's something that happened.
Also ask her that. Since when did self-defense become controversial?
Sounds communist.
If you think that Kyle Rittenhouse, what he did is self-defense, then what that cop did on J6 did is also self-defense.
Just a lot of stuff happened on that day, and sometimes you forget about little moments, and it's nice to be reminded of them. Tyler Livingstone Drums says LMAO, a quote hardcore band against a man's right to defend himself when being attacked. Sounds pretty authoritarian. Yeah,
sure.
You're authoritarian if you don't appreciate a guy traveling to a protest, to a fucking a protest specifically to shoot people.
Yeah.
Sorry, bro. You're on the authoritarian side. You guys usually don't have trouble kind of rolling in it, relishing it like a dog in shit.
Yeah, what side do you think Kyle Rittenhouse was on? The authoritarian side, the authority side, like literally.
This is pretty funny. Ogie's dad, 88, says, I could care less about Kyle Rittenhouse. I think he means I couldn't care less here, folks. I could care less about Kyle Rittenhouse, but that doesn't change facts and tangible evidence clearly exonerating the guy from any crime. It takes a few minutes to figure that out. There is nothing worse than a band, quote, taking a stand without taking 5 minutes to do the research. This is really lame. And I would agree, like as a fan, I'm a fan of music and I'm a fan of heavy music, but I'm also a fan of facts and logic. And the facts are that the court system said Kyle Rittenhouse was good boy.
Yeah.
He said he was a good guy. And for you to say that you don't like him anymore is just a fantasy. You do like him. Get it. Yeah. Get your head straight.
Don't you realize it? Also, like, just because someone didn't go to jail for something doesn't mean I have to like them for it. There are plenty of people who are not in jail for things I hate them for, and I don't want anything to do with them for. You know, like what do you think the world is, brother?
Mac of the Big Sky says, dude successfully defends his life. Upload soyjackcry.exe.
Well, then you should have just done it.
That's, I think, the most masculine red-pilled way to express that sentiment.
Yeah.
Upload soyjackcry.exe.
Because like using a meme is actually like pretty gay, but like just referring to one in its exact thing is that's fine.
Yeah, speaking in stage directions, definitely based and not Reddit. And it's about a file name too, man. I'm sorry, dude.
Sorry.
Yeah, this is the last one. How on earth can someone rise to fame after killing some people? This was on, I believe, the PRP's comment section. Guitar fan 70 replies ... because triggered losers like you couldn't understand his case was the most clear-cut example on why we have a Second Amendment. So level-headed people came to his defense. It's pretty easy. This was an interesting comment to me because they have to say this in order to not sound like weirdos for supporting a vigilante who was obviously very bloodthirsty, obviously wanted to go kill protesters. I mean, they just released text messages with him and his friends about how he was literally fantasizing about going to shoot protesters. Not the most level-headed, clear-cut case of the Second Amendment. I would say defending yourself in your own home would probably be a better case. But you guys love this kid so much because you love the actual proactive nature of what he did. He went out hunting for somebody to shoot and he got away with it. And it's kind of unseemly, I think, to admit you like that. I mean, a lot of these guys are admitting this in public and have been, since it happened. But if you're trying to sound reasonable, if you're trying to reach a broader audience or whatever, you have to pretend things like it was the most clear-cut example on why we have a Second Amendment.
Like most people who are like actual like staunch advocates of the Second Amendment, they're not using this as like a case study. They are not using this as a clear-cut example. That's not happening. You're not going to find that anywhere.
It'll be used in it'll be used in precedent later, I think.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I mean, the only people who are using this like fervently are people who just want to be vigilante freaks.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.